Welcome to Weekends in My Garage. In today's video, we'll be test driving and reviewing this Genesis GV80 sports utility vehicle. I want to thank Genesis of Annapolis for lending us this vehicle, so let's get to it. So we have the Genesis GV80 sports utility vehicle. As you can see, it has the signature Genesis grille, which we all like. This is a light chrome, not a dark chrome. And the signature LED front headlights as well as daytime running lights. Coming along the side, more chrome we like here, and more light chrome below, which we like as well. Coming to the tires, we have some Michelins, and these are 21-inch tires, I believe. No, 22-inch tires. 22-inch tires and rims. We like the dark gray alloy with silver polished accents on the rim, and also has the Genesis logo on the caliper, which is a nice touch. Coming around to the top, it has what we love so much. It's a panoramic moonroof. It goes almost the full length of the hood of the roof, which we like. Come around the side. So we begin with the driver's door. So we have silver accents for door handle, and we have the switch gear, as you can see, also silver. We love the ability to retract the outside mirrors, and adjust the mirrors are here, all silver we like. And we are big fans of the Bang & Olufsen sound system, one of the best sound systems in the business. We have cup holders below, and let's go down to the footwell here. As you can see, we have plastic covers on the dead pedal as well as brake and gas pedal. Now let's come up a little bit to the dashboard. You have the ability to adjust the brightness of the instrumentation cluster, as well as setting up other features related to hill descent, off-road. And then below is your button to raise the lift gate, set parking. Let's go to the steering wheel as I close the door. Oh, it's so quiet in here. We like the quietness. Steering wheel is not a D steering wheel. It doesn't have flat bottom like some of the other vehicles we've seen from the Genesis lineup, but this is fine. This is fine. We do like the feel of it, and it has a two-tone. Again, this is this Bordeaux brown with gray. And let's look at the center console here. What do you notice? I right off the back notice this is a beautiful car from the interior perspective. They do a really good job of aligning fit and finish, the color schemes, the materials. Everything feels like quality. The soft touch is actually soft touch, but not soft touch with a plasticky feel, but a feel of luxury and elegance. The A, B, C, D, and above pillars, all of this is an Alcantara feel, so like a velour feel, instead of the typical sort of fabric feel you would see in other cars in this segment, for that matter. But let's go to the console. So we have here, I believe it's 27 inches of screen, and you have an abundance of features that you can access via the screen. I have my Android Auto set up, which is great. It also does wireless CarPlay 2 for those Apple users. You have here more knobs. We love knobs and buttons because we want to make things simple. When you're driving a vehicle like this, you want to have your eyes above, focused on where you're going, not looking for things you have to touch. But when you have a physical knob, a physical button, your mind remembers where that button and knob is. so you can keep your eyes on the road. Speaking of eyes on the road, it does have heads-up display. It notices speedometer readings in terms of miles per hour. It notices there's a stop sign ahead. It notices the speed limit for the area that you're driving, which is fantastic. When we go set the actual navigation, it will show there on the heads-up display. Let's come a little bit above to the mirror. So this is the mirror. Now, the mirror is a traditional mirror, as you can see. But say, for instance, you got a bunch of passengers, and they got some big heads in the back. You know what I mean? And you can't see, what you want to see in the back. So they got this little button right here, and you just pull it forward. Ta-da! You have a digital mirror now. There's a camera that's affixed to the lift gate that allows you to see behind the vehicle. This is fantastic when you got a lot of stuff in the back of your SUV, or you got people with big heads blocking your visibility. You've got this little button to address all of that. They just disappear. So let's go back to the regular mirror. So let's go to the passenger seat. Passenger seat is, it's just beautiful. We love this Bordeaux brown. These are fully ventilated seats, which are fantastic. You notice the seat belt. The seat belt also matches the leather of the seats. This is fantastic. Notice the gray wood with the silver, the gray, the brown. It's just a nice modern touch and elegance in this interior. Coming down to the center console, let's see what's in here. Oh, we have two USB-Cs and has a wireless charger. It's charging up my phone right now, so I'm almost fully charged. You have a 12 volt outlet as well, and two cup holders. You see, I have my fancy Italian spring water here, and this is how you can control the instrumentation cluster or entertainment system. You can use this dial, or you can use the actual touchscreen. So it's a touchscreen, but you can also use dial. I think this is good. Some people like touchscreens. Some people appreciate dials. They gave you both. Here's your shifter. So you have, this is a multiple speed electronic gear shifter. This is a dial, which is different from a gated shifter like most people are used to. It's simple to use. You turn to D and go. You turn to R to go in reverse, and you push the P for park. You're done. Here is your ability to make adjustments for when you want to go off terrain, because this is an SUV, by the way. Here is storage in your center console. There's a button here, pops open the doors, and you have a tray here to put some things like a wallet or something like that. And then below you have a deeper storage with some LED lighting. There's no charging ports or anything like that inside. It's just the secondary storage below. So overall, this is as I expected from Genesis. They continue the excellence in terms of building a quality interior that's functional. It has all the appropriate technology you expect from a vehicle of this type. Come back to, let's talk about the steering wheel a little bit. So you've got your controls here to adjust the cruise control, and then here, this does have the ability to do autonomous driving. So essentially, you could set your speed, and it will keep you at that speed in that lane. And there's some adjustments here to engage or adjust on those specific aspects of the automation associated with cruise control driving. On this side, you have your typical controls for operating the infotainment system or making phone calls, flipping through various different presets that you may have on your Sirius XM, or any audio tracks that you may have, using a multitude of various different applications that you can pull up to play your music. So Um, the first row is fantastic. Let's go to the second row. Let's take a look at the second row, and we start with the doors. So let us start off with the coolest thing on the doors, which is this. One touch, raise your screen so you can block out the sun. And one touch down lowers that screen. Most vehicles you see in this class, it's a manual operation. You got to pull this thing up and you latch it up there. No, one touch. Let me do it one more time. That's luxury. You're only going to see this in cars that are $20,000, $30,000 more than this. Now, let's go to the door. Silver accents, Bang & Olufsen sound system, speakers all around, cup holder here, and let's look at this continuation of this wonderful brown Bordeaux leather interior. This is the center console. And center console, you have the ability to adjust the AC controls for the second row. And you have here vents, speed control for the air conditioning, and you have air conditioned seating for the second row. I repeat, air conditioned seating for the second row. Fantastic. You don't get this in every car in this class. This stands out for Genesis. USB-Cs, and you got a 120 outlet, so if you want to plug in something like a laptop, you can plug it in here. Great. We've got deep pockets behind the, the seats for the driver and passenger, and it's a pretty flat bottom foot area here in this GV80 sports utility vehicle. So let's sit in here. So I'm inside, and I have pretty good knee room and headroom, pretty good headroom. I'm 6 feet tall. So let's look at some of the cool little subtle features. So you have here a little light, LED light for the rear passenger. What is this here? Oh, yes, that's what you think it is. It is a little mirror with a light so people can do their makeup, check themselves before they leave the vehicle if they're sitting in the second row. Also here, this right here, somebody asked me, is that a button? No, that's not a button. That's where you can actually hang a jacket or a coat or a sweater. Little slight touches to make this car one of the most luxurious cars in its class. Again, this is the wonderful moonroof, which we always appreciate. We love this moonroof. Has a retractable uh, shade here, the touch of a button. And then center armrest. Look at the center armrest. Obviously, it has two cup holders. It has head. You have here, headrest here, headrest here. What do you think? I like this a lot. I like this a lot. And this Bordeaux brown with the gray accents really makes this pop. All right, let's go to the third row and cargo area. To access the cargo area, you have to hit this little button right here. So as you can see, I have third row is down and the second row is up. So before I jump into the third row, let's take a look at what we have here. We have a number of cool features for the third row. Let's start off with the most important one. How do you keep these folks cool? Well, they all have their own separate climate control settings, and they have their own vent on this side as well as this side. They have their own cup holders, as you can see, and this is pretty cool. Their own little mini glove box here. We like that. Now, getting these seats up and down, Genesis has made it quite easy and convenient for folks. So here you have these 4 buttons. As you can see, they operate the third row and the second row. So from this panel, I can lower the second row and I could raise the third row or lower the third row. let's do this right now. So we're going to raise the third row. So the third row has been raised with quite ease. So let's jump into the second row, see how this feels. Excuse me, jump into the third row and see how this feels. All right, let's see if we can get into the third row. So they have a button right here that lowers the seat as well as pushes it forward. But to gain access, you can use this button as well. So you got two buttons to choose from, here or here. So I'm hitting this button and it moves forward. So now I got to step forward to get inside the third row. All right, I made it into the third row. I haven't pulled the second row seats down, but I wanted you to get a feel for how this looks. I do not have a lot of headroom back here. It is really no headroom. This is really tight quarters for someone that's 6 feet. I don't suggest anyone who is 6 feet or around 6 feet try to get into the third row. This is probably for um, young kids. But let's pull the seat forward. Oh goodness, this is really tight. Wow, this is tight. Yep. Yeah, I definitely say children, not adults, for the third row. That's where I see the convenience. If you're a family of say 2 or 3 kids, young kids, and you're active in some sports, team sports, like my daughter, when we were going to various different events for basketball, and she'll bring her friends along. This is great for that kind of stuff. I mean, I could put 4 or 5 kids, in the second, third row, and they'll be quite comfortable, and they would love the features of adjusting their climate in the third row. So this is definitely for kids, not for adults, but it's luxurious for kids, I must say, with this Bordeaux brown leather interior. All right, as noted, the third row is pretty tight, but functional for very, very small adults or children, primarily children. So let's lower these third row seats. Okay, good. So one of the cool things that Genesis offers comes with the car is this mat. This is a double-sided mat. So on one side it has a sort of a felt carpet, on the other side it has a rubberized material, so you can flip it over. Um, should you have something that you don't want to scratch up the interior, you can flip it over to this side, which is a really cool feature. In terms of storage below, let's take a look. I was a little surprised. This right here, you know what this is? This is the cargo area cover. So you take this off, and then you slide it in these two holes here, and you pull it back, and it acts as a cover for the cargo area, which is pretty cool that they store it right here for convenience. Here's the battery, and here's your tire mobility kit, obviously for addressing when you may have a potential flat tire. Has a looks here to be a cargo net here as well. That's helpful for using these things here, tie down areas. And they also included wheel locks with this particular vehicle, which is pretty cool. One of the coolest features you'll find in Genesis vehicles is this right here. When you flick your turn signal to the left, it will show you the blind spot right on your instrumentation cluster. We like that a lot. Flick it to the right, blind spot on the right. Another cool electrical feature that adds to the safety. Obviously, you should always look in your side mirrors, but this is additional capabilities to ensure that you have a really good, safe driving experience. Kudos to Genesis for putting this in just about all their vehicles, I believe. So I am test driving the Genesis GV80 sports utility vehicle. We're looking for some open highway. But on our way to open highway, and I say we, I actually found someone who is interested in the Genesis GV80 SUV, and I said, "Is it okay for you to join me?" And and she said, "Sure." So she happened to be at the store at the Genesis of Annapolis, looking at some vehicles, and I said, "Just join me for the ride." And it's a great opportunity to get her thoughts and I can share my thoughts, and we can kind of compare notes based on the driving experience. So, ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, I do like this vehicle a lot. I like it because of the price point, and what you get for the price point. You get a lot, um, and the interior is magnificent. What do you think of this interior?
The high quality materials they use are just awesome. It's really nice. And the color combination, I'm surprised that I really like it, but I do.
So, you think this Bordeaux brown can grow on you?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And even though this is the gray or whatever, it has like a tint or just a touch of the Bordeaux in there. If you look closely, you can see just a little bit in there.
Yeah, that
So it
is
brings that out even
that
more.
is a very subtle thing. A keen eye there. I really appreciate it because I don't think most people would see that.
Well, a woman would see something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
that's true. That's true. Would notice that.
Yeah, but that quality of the materials just really make it. It's great.
So I got a
Great.
question for you. Another question: Does this screen, this big screen, does this bother you?
No, I thought it might, but since I've been in here, it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think it's functional?
Yeah, the advanced technology of this vehicle is really, it's awesome. It really is.
Yeah, that's the one thing I appreciate for a vehicle of this type is the fact that you do have a lot of luxury, but you have a lot of good technology.
Yeah.
Not too much technology, just the right.
Just enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want to be driving around feeling like you're driving a computer as opposed
Right.
to a car.
Right. Well, that's what most of them are these days. But yeah.
Some of them are. I mean,
Right.
the Teslas are like driving
Computer.
yeah, like a
Hmm.
computer or an
Yeah,
iPad.
I really like the blind spot that pops up
You
on the
see that,
screen.
right? You see
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
really good.
It's a subtle thing, but it's an important thing from a safety perspective.
Hmm.
Now, I'm gonna look at my side mirrors, but this just gives me a little bit extra.
Right,
You know,
right,
extra visibility, extra surety. I feel confident. I'm making that left turn. There's no one there.
right, right. Yeah, very nice, very comfortable ride.
One of the things that I do like too, it's quiet in here.
It's very quiet. Yes, it is.
I mean, the only thing that I have heard since we've been in the car is maybe the engine growl as I'm revving, you know,
Hmm.
as I'm going through accelerating from a red light or a stop sign. Other than that, I mean, I don't hear cars outside. I don't hear, the noise that you would have typically. And we're in Annapolis, which is it's not like New York City, but it's pretty busy over here.
Right.
And I think it's approaching lunchtime. So now I'm getting ready to turn on here, and hopefully we'll get to an area where I can really see what this can do on the highway. Yeah. Now, my good friend, you can't see what I see, which is the heads-up display. But on the heads-up display, it is telling me everything I need to know. It is telling me I need to make a turn in 2 miles on Crownsville Road. It's telling me what the speed limit is. It's telling me also how fast I'm going.
Okay.
Another thing it tells me as well is where I have another vehicle in my blind spot,
Mm.
which I think is pretty
That's a
cool too.
bonus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is a bonus. It's like another safety feature.
Right.
Now, a safety feature, I'm not gonna presume anything, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. Would you be interested in autonomous driving? Like, cruise control, right? You use cruise control?
Sometimes
Okay. On long trips?
long trips.
Okay. Well, this vehicle has Uber cruise. I call it like the best cruise control. If you're interested in cruise control, it has the ability to just not only keep you at a safe distance between you and the car in front of you, but also keeps you in the lane,
Mm.
which says a feature called lane assist. So it'll kind of
Okay.
give you a little bit of a nudge on the steering wheel, like almost like a slight vibration, to let you know, pull it over to the left or pull it over to the right, so you're back in the center of the lane.
Hmm.
Now
Interesting.
imagine a long drive, and you're getting a little bit tired, your eyes getting a little bit sleepy.
Right.
It could be a convenient thing to have.
It will definitely shake you.
Yeah, because if you ease over and this thing goes little, like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, wait a minute, I better wake up
Right.
and get myself together, which is a cool safety feature. Another thing that it does too, it has the ability to kind of like sort of drive on its own a little bit. Like it'll go up and down the various different speeds and so forth. You don't have to do too much to it. It just kind of does everything for you, um, which is kind of scary to me a little
I
bit.
like to feel like I'm in control. I mean, I know that's the thing, and that's a nice for some people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for you, you use the cruise control, but not all the cruise control
Right.
features. Okay,
Right. No,
okay,
I want to feel like I'm in control.
because you are in control.
That's right.
If you're in this car, you're gonna buy this car. I own this car. I'm gonna drive the way I want to drive it.
Exactly.
So we are going around this turn. Do you feel anything? It's so well planted.
So smooth.
It's so smooth, very smooth.
Extremely.
So let's go.
Well, you don't want to go too fast around
So
this one.
I hit it a little bit. It's and I have there's various different driving modes. I'm on a normal driving mode. I'm not even in sport or anything like that. And you have this twin turbocharged 3.5 liter engine that I believe puts out 375 horses.
Wow.
Plenty of power.
Yeah.
Plenty of power. Now, you folks here watching this video, if you and oh, by the way, ma'am, I have a YouTube channel called Weekends in My Garage.
Okay.
Um, when you get a chance, subscribe to the channel. Um, I do these videos to share with people, kind of like what the experience is like driving a particular car.
Mhm.
Because these days, people buy cars not by going to dealerships. They go online, they watch YouTube videos, they go to the websites of the manufacturers to do their research.
Right.
So to me, I find that these kinds of videos are quite helpful in making decisions about a car. I like cars a lot. Actually, I love cars. And I said, you know what? I'm always helping people find cars and answering questions.
Mhm.
Let me put together a little channel that does this. So this is what this is about. So you're part of this experience right now,
Oh my
and you're
goodness.
sharing your experience, which is great, because my experience from my perspective and you sharing yours from your perspective is going to help someone make a decision about a car.
Oh,
And
okay.
this car we're talking about today is the Genesis GV80 SUV. So as we've been driving so far for the last few minutes, what do you think? Was it something you would consider if you're getting an SUV?
I would. I would. I like the size and the style of the vehicle is really nice.
You like this color? This is the
The
Sayville
color
Silver.
is very nice.
Okay.
Yes. Very nice.
So, I have a rating system. I have a three-tier rating system. The top tier is the car makes it into my garage, hence my garage, and that
Mhm.
is like we love the car. We want the car. It needs to be in our garage. Second tier is it's pretty good car. We like it, but it's pretty good. That is what we call it makes it to the driveway in front of my garage.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. The bottom tier is when it's like, we're not feeling too much. It's got a couple good things, but mostly not so good things.
Okay.
That is what we call putting it on the curb. And just you can figure out putting it on the curb is not
Right.
the greatest thing.
That's not too good.
So, so I would rate this vehicle right now as, drum roll please. This goes into my garage. This vehicle will go in my garage. And I'm gonna tell you, my wife, you've not met my wife, but let me tell you, if you met her, you would say this is the car she would enjoy driving. She likes SUVs, she likes to sit high,
Mhm.
she likes luxury, but she also wants a little pep in the step,
Right.
which does this SUV does have. Our daughter's 17. Um, we used to tote around kids all the time. We don't do that as much now because she's 17. She wants her own car now.
Mhm.
So this is perfect because this has a roomy second row, not so much a roomy third row, but she would never use the third row. So keeping that third row down, plenty of cargo space. I think she would love this vehicle. The color, I don't know, but there's so many different colors you can get for this vehicle,
Mhm.
interior as well as exterior. I think one color combination, the right color combination, would be perfect for her.
Mhm.
So since we have a two-car garage, this would go on her side of the garage. Does it get into your garage?
Yes.
All right. So we two for two. It's
Yes.
a winner. It is definitely a winner. So if anybody is in the Maryland area, Washington D.C., Maryland area, and is interested in a Genesis, they should come check out Genesis of Annapolis and speak to Julian. Julian will give you a good deal. All right. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and click the like button so you can check out future videos for Weekends in My Garage. Until then, have a great weekend and great rest of the week.